Hi, my fellow Americans. I'm Dr. Stephen Clark Bradley, and this is what I think. What I think is that we need to have a word with Joe Biden. He wants us to vote for him, and he wants us to trust in him. And when we ask him if he's going to pack the court, he says the American people do not have a right to know what he's going to do considering that matter. And if he's not willing to tell us what he's going to do about that, what else is he going to hide from us? We know that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we could literally say former Vice President Joe Biden and President Kamala Harris, because that's what she will be, that they are hiding lots of things that they plan on doing to destroy our country. They cannot be trusted. They absolutely cannot be trusted. If we can't trust them to tell us what they're going to do for the Supreme Court, how can we trust them to tell us what they're going to do for anything? They cannot be voted for. If you love the country, this country that you've worked so hard in, where you've been educated in, where you grew up in, you cannot give this over to people like that. Yesterday, Joe Biden said, "I'm Joe Biden and I'm running for U.S. Senate." I mean, come on, man. That's 2 times he's done that. He also couldn't remember Mitt Romney's name. He didn't know where he was. Now, I'm not making fun of him, okay? I mean, I'm 62. Who knows what I'll be in the future? So we just have to, I'm not trying to make him look little. He's making himself look little. But then again, I'm not running for president of the United States. He is. This country, as powerful and important and vital that the United States is to the whole world, cannot handle or allow a person with that much senility to become the leader of the nation. He won't last any time anyway. And he's just, as I've said many times, nothing but a pipeline to bring in socialism into the country. It's very important that we do not allow this man to become president. So in this series of videos that I'm now starting for you, I'm basically saying, no, Joe, the American people do have a right to know what you're going to do with our Supreme Court and how you're going to seek to destroy our U.S. Constitution. We have a right, and we demand to know what you plan on doing as President of the United States. I think we do know, but we want to hear it from him, because I don't trust them. Do you? Do you? He's asking for your vote. Literally, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democrat Socialist Party are basically saying this: we want you to trust us with your very future, the future of your jobs, the future of your life, the future of your country, your children's future. That's what they're asking for. Are you willing to give it to people who won't even tell you what they're going to do about packing the Supreme Court? You know, if they're hiding that point, they're hiding lots of others. But indeed, packing the Supreme Court is a vitally important issue. And in these videos, what I would like to do is to give you more background on not just what they are going to do, but if they do it, and if we allow them to do it, because the only way they can do it is if we vote for them and allow them to do so. If we allow them to do it, how will it impact our country? Now, you may think, well, that's just a small issue. It's a gigantic, monstrously important issue, packing the court. And what I want to do, because we have talked to the American people about the things that they're going to do, but we haven't said too much in a profound or deep manner of how those things, if they do them, how they will affect our nation, our lives, our children's lives, our future, our jobs, everything. So in these videos, we are going to go through, I'm not sure, how many there will be, but I've got 40 pages of material I've prepared. Believe me, I go through a lot when I make the videos, and I'm doing them for you, because I want you to know who you're voting for and why you should vote for someone and why you should not. So I want to make sure I give you real information to add to why you should not vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They are deceitful. They are socialist. They have nothing but control and evil intentions for the nation. We know that, or they would tell us. And let us say right from the outset that when we go to Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, and we've seen them both do it, and we ask them, are you going to pack the Supreme Court, with additional people, because the U.S. Constitution does not forbid that. But for 150 years, we have worked this way with a 9-member Supreme Court. And we're about to, fill the empty chair that was left behind from Ginsburg's death with a highly qualified, wonderful future Supreme Court justice. Amy Coney Barrett is going to be an excellent Supreme Court justice, fair, honest. She fears God. The Democrats are stupid to reject her because they should want someone who fears God. Because I'm a Christian. I'm sure many of you are out there have a personal walk with Jesus Christ. And I don't know about you, but it affects the way I do things. What I say, who I hang out with, the things I do. Because I know God's watching me at all times. We want this kind of person on the Supreme Court. But because the Democrats know that in order to do the things that they must do to bring in socialism into our country, they have got to have a Supreme Court that would become a rubber stamp. Everything that they want to do, the Supreme Court would say, okay, that's what it's all about. And we're going to dig in deeply into this. And we're going to talk about 2 major issues. That if Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are elected president and vice president of the United States, along with the Democrat-Socialist Party, if they gain majorities in the U.S. House of Representatives and in the U.S. Senate, they are going to, 1, pack the court with many additional members of the court that will be, according to their philosophical view of politics, socialism, and 2, they are going to abolish the Electoral College, which also is extremely important. Now, many of you say, well, these things, why are they so important? We're going to look at that. And I'm going to do my best to show you the importance of it and why you must reject these people. Otherwise, they are rejecting the Constitution. And that document, our cherished, sacred document, the foundation of our country, the law of the land, will become nothing but a mere relic laying in state in the Library of Congress for everybody to behold and to think about a much better, freer day. We've got to do that. So let's get right into this, and we're going to be looking through this. And first of all, we're going to be looking at what is the impact of adding to the Supreme Court with justices that fit the Democrat-Socialist mindset, political views, and who have the same goals of turning the United States free nation into a controlled, oppressive, bloated socialist government and socialist state. Let's start off with words that are more important than any that I can give you. These are some words from God in the Bible. God has a word that we must all take heed of. Even if you're not a believer in God, please listen to these and consider them, okay? Because they're practical. It says here, desire without knowledge is not good. These are the words of King Solomon in Proverbs 19:2. Desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? What does that mean for us today? Let us not just jump up and change the road we're on. We don't need to take a path with less taken. Why is that path of socialism not taken everywhere throughout the world? Because everywhere it has ever been tried or been put into a regime, it has failed. You know why? Because socialist regimes don't care if you succeed or not. In America right now, for Donald Trump, your success is his success. Your failure is his failure. Because he's responsible to the people. You put him there. And if you fail, he fails. In a socialist regime, if you fail, they won't care because they have power, power that we will never take from them again. And packing the court is one very important part of their agenda that will make it impossible to ever get socialism out of our nation again once it has been firmly rooted and established there with justices added to the Supreme Court. Now, today, the Democrat Party has so many impediments, roadblocks, walls, that even if they come to power in both houses of Congress and in the White House, that will prohibit them from really passing the laws and getting them established that they will need to bring socialism into the nation. Because they can pass all the laws they want. But at the moment, if it goes to the Supreme Court will overrule it and say it's unconstitutional. And they know that. So the only way that they can do this and bring socialism in, and immediately, because they will have to immediately implement these things while they have a majority in all branches of the government. And the only way they can pass them, have Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, if she becomes president, and I suspect she will, sign them, and then have the Supreme Court uphold them, is to add to the Supreme Court. We have 9 justices, 8 now, we will soon have 9. They will have to add to them with justices that will be chosen. First, they'll pass a law. It will be sent to the president, Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. However, I suspect Joe Biden will not be there long. Doesn't appear so. But that law will be passed. It will be sent to him. They will sign it into law. And then someone from the Republican Party will have it sent to the Supreme Court to be scrutinized and to see if it passes muster with the U.S. Constitution. And of course, the kind of laws that they're going to have to pass will be laws that will be totally against the U.S. Constitution. They will never be upheld in the Supreme Court as it is seated now and in the form that it exists in now. They will have to add, I believe, up to 6 new Supreme Court justices, all socialist justices that think just like the Democrat Socialists think today. That will be what they have to do. So right now, probably the second biggest wall prohibiting the Democrat Socialists from establishing their socialist system in the United States is Donald J. Trump. That's what this election is all about. Now, I have made videos for you about the color revolutions that's coming, about the integrity, the transfer integrity project. I've also talked to you about what's going to happen, how they're going to bring in all these different rules seeking to bring in socialism. They want to establish all those things. And why do they have to have a color revolution? It's because they must get rid of Donald Trump, whether he wins or loses. They must defeat him. That's why we must have an absolute landslide victory for Donald J. Trump on November 3rd, one that cannot be questioned, that is undeniable, that they will not be able to say it was cheating or that he stole the election, because that's what they will do, whether he wins or loses. All right? Hillary Clinton told Joe Biden, no matter what, don't concede the election. But then they turn around and say, Donald Trump is refusing to concede the election. See, they're hypocrites. They're double-minded. These are serpents that speak with forked tongue. See? So we have to stop that. They must defeat him by any means to turn America into a totalitarian socialist state. That's a great, great challenge for them. And they're doing it with lying, with seeking to show him to be a Hitler, by not correctly showing all the wonderful things that he's done in the country, but they think you are stupid. The Democrat Socialists think that you and I are stupid and that we don't see what they're doing. Unfortunately, there probably are some stupid people in the country. Most of us are not stupid. Some of us just don't know exactly how these things will affect us if they are implemented in the nation. And it's my purpose in these videos to try to help us all understand the deep danger, profound danger that is waiting for us if we allow them to pack the court and if we let them take away the Electoral College. So Donald Trump is a great danger and a great impediment for them. But there is a greater one yet. Before they can implement their socialist dystopia, they have to get rid of the United States Constitution. That is the greatest impediment. Donald Trump's there for maximum 8 years. The U.S. Constitution has been there from the past and into the future, we hope. That's the greatest impediment, and that's the greatest safeguard for the nation. That no laws can be passed that do not pass muster, that do not fit into the precepts of the U.S. Constitution. In order to get beyond that, they have to corrupt the Constitution. They have to make it broken. They have to make it something that it never was, that has no more power, that will be a yes man paper for the Democrat Socialist Party, for Joe Biden, for Kamala Harris, especially for his leaders, for the real bosses, the Bernie Sanders, the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes, the Elizabeth Warrens, and the Nancy Pelosi's and Chuck Schumer's. They need the Constitution weakened, whittled away, broken down, powerless to be able to overrule them. So, this is what it's all about by packing the court. By placing into the court these people who will never, ever let anything be overruled that the Democrats wish to do, and never, ever let anything be passed as constitutional that the Republicans would want to do. They are absolutely dead set on establishing socialism in America. Bernie Sanders said the other day, he said, many of the things that we do in America are already, we're in a socialist society. That is not true. There are some things that we should do, and the government is too big in America. But there are still checks and balances. There are still limitations. There are still safeguards that can stop the government from doing things that are overly socialistic and not fitting the outline and the details and the establishment that the Constitution provides for the United States of America. There is no United States of America without the U.S. Constitution. They must change the U.S. Constitution. They must weaken it so much that they can fearlessly ride roughshod over it and over you. And they will implement these things unless we stop them. Packing the court makes the Constitution of no consequence at all. Packing the court will turn the Constitution just into a check mark. Packing the court becomes smoke and mirrors because it will have no power to stop anything. We must stop this. They will weaken it to the point. But at the moment, it is still a great barrier for these heathens, for these terrorists, for these traitors, for these treasonous imbeciles who want to make you believe that they're doing something good for you. Unfortunately, so many people are tempted by socialism. I don't know, probably you too, but I always like doing things for myself. I like the feeling of knowing that I established this. I got my education this way. I didn't get it for free. I worked for it, and I'm still working for it. But a lot of people want something for nothing. Margaret Thatcher, former great Prime Minister of Great Britain, once said, the problem with socialism is that sooner or later, you run out of other people's money. And that's where America will be. So we are going to go through these videos talking to you about what they want to do. Not just what they want to do, though, but if they do it, how it will affect our nation, destroy our nation, and turn us into a banana republic. A place where your voice has no power, where you will be forced to do as you're told, where the United States exists no more. I hope you'll stay with me and watch all of these. They are very important before you vote to know what you're voting for and what you're voting against. Joe Biden will destroy this country. Donald J. Trump will save it. Join me.